Hey everyone, welcome to ETalk, where we bring you everything from LA to Elon. I'm Jordan, here with my fellow co-hosts Virginia and Emily. And we are also joined by our very special guest, Joe. It's very nice to have some male energy here for once.
Yeah.
Yes, very nice. So this week we asked our fans about their favorite 90s television show. Take a look.
I really liked Pokemon and Arthur. Probably those would be the top two.
Why those two?
I just watched them every day with my grandparents. They'd watch us after school, so those were tradition.
And did you collect Pokemon cards?
I did. I still have them actually in a shoebox in my closet.
Were you like the best Pokemon master of your friends?
I like to think I'm a master trainer.
My favorite 90s TV show would have to be Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
And why is that your favorite?
Because she had superpowers.
If you could have superpowers, what superpowers would you have?
Probably breathing underwater.
My favorite 90s TV show is definitely Boy Meets World, mostly because the characters were so relatable, and also they were just very light and constantly funny, regardless of how stupidly funny they were.
So now that you've heard from our fans, what 90s television show is your guys' favorite?
I'm gonna dive right in.
All right,
and
you go.
say Full House is definitely my favorite 90s show. I just love the family feel of it, and it's still on Nick at Night, so I will occasionally watch it. But yeah, it's just a feel-good show that you can turn on, and you can always go right into it.
Full House was definitely number 2, but number 1 on my list is Boy Meets World, classic, young love, a lot of good advice because we were about the same age, when I was out. And I'm not the only one because they do have the sequel show, hopefully coming out soon.
I know.
I know. I'm literally so excited.
Yes, I've been waiting for Girl Meets World, and you actually took my first choice. I wanted to put Boy Meets World, but now that you've taken it, I'm going to go with The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Classic.
Such
West
a good
Philadelphia,
show.
born and raised.
3 of us right here. All right.
Texas.
No.
No, it's such
Will
a great
Smith
show.
is so cute in that. He's adorable.
My personal favorite, little or younger, I guess, going animated with Rugrats. Rugrats
There
was
we go.
my favorite.
That's a good
Tommy
one.
Pickles was my hero.
I cannot deny that I used to watch that.
No, it's great.
Yeah,
and
that was a
All
good
Grown
one.
Up later on.
yeah.
When
There
they
you
were
go.
teens, that was a good one.
Well, guys, TV's gotten a little skewed nowadays. So going over to a new TV show, Real Housewives, the recent star Teresa Giudice and her husband Joe have been, facing these fraud charges, and they both have pleaded guilty. Now, that was not expected. People thought they would plead not guilty because she has 4 kids, and she's expected to face 21 to 27 months in jail. You guys, what do you think of this?
It's literally horrible, especially for the kids. I mean, that's a huge case where fame got to their heads. They honestly just took it to the next level, weren't responsible with their money, and it's so sad because now if the kids essentially lose both their parents because they're in jail,
and she said
that's
she had
horrible.
no idea her husband was doing this.
Okay.
He's been sketchy the whole show.
I used to be
an avid watcher.
I'm sorry, but I honestly think that she is the one that drove him to do all this. I watch The Real Housewives of New Jersey all the time, guilty pleasure. And she's like so involved with keeping up with the Joneses, and I think that her need to be, have the best things, the best designer bags, etc.
Competing with everyone.
Exactly, is what led to this.
Yeah, you gotta feel sympathy for the family as a whole because they're getting broken up, but you can't really feel sympathy for her because when you're in that kind of position, you can't, like white collar crime, it's not a mistake. You're going out of your way to do that.
Right, I know. And, I feel bad for her kids, and her husband is facing, deportation. But definitely we can keep an eye on it because on July 8th, that's when they're actually going to go to court, and they'll figure out what the charges are and what she's going to get, if it's any jail time. But I think, everyone has a little sympathy for this situation.
Yes,
for sure.
everyone definitely has sympathy, but some people that I don't really have sympathy for is the Academy. There was a big scandal that just came up around the Oscars, and as we all know, 12 Years a Slave won Best Picture, which I was super excited about because it was a great movie. But 2 of the Academy voters actually just admitted to never even watching the movie because they didn't want to, and voting for it anyway because they felt obligated. What do you guys think about this?
If you're calling that an obligation, that's when you know you shouldn't be involved.
Yeah,
that's a disservice to all the other movies that were there, all the other directors, and all the people who just live and breathe film that would love to be involved in voting, but can't because they're not a part, but somebody else who isn't as interested just feels obligated.
I think it's a complete disgrace to the Academy. You have the huge honor of being in the Academy and you're not even going to do your job. Like, you're watching movies and voting. It's like fun.
But you know what? Honestly, I took it as there's 6,000 people in the Academy. So many people, and so it's not like these 2 people really made that vote. But I thought of it as it's probably these two old people that are like, okay, I'll just vote for this.
Okay, at the same time, those are the only two that have spoken out. What about the people that could have felt obligated, and this is just they didn't feel the need to tell anyone?
Well, also my thing is, if you didn't see it, don't vote. Like I don't know exactly the rules. Maybe they have to pick something, but if you didn't see it, then or at least vote for the movie you did see.
Right.
Like,
yeah, definitely. Exactly.
Okay, so what do you have for us today?
I have for us today that lately it's been talked about that NBC is telling celebrities' agents that if they want to go on The Tonight Show, that they shouldn't be going on any other talk shows on any other of the networks. So The Tonight Show has been really popular for a long time. They're getting a lot more viewers than other late night shows, so it's really a power move. Do you think this is fair? Do you think?
This is them. Sorry,
Jordan has
I'm sorry.
an opinion.
I have an opinion. This is them being very greedy. You already have the highest ratings. You already, you're doing really big things. You're really funny, whatever. So why do you feel the need to knock out all these other talk shows like Good Morning America, Jimmy Kimmel? Like all these great people are now getting kind of messed up because you want to be greedy.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't get it as also, but when Kate McKinnon came to Elon, we were going to get an interview with her, and her agent said, no, NBC doesn't want her giving out any interviews. And at first, I was really mad. I was like, I just don't get this. And then I said, you know what, this totally makes sense, because anything that they say, they're liable for.
Right.
And think how much a lawsuit costs these days, you know what I mean?
You do not want to be able to.
Exactly. And so, I mean, with this, it's a little different, because, I mean, they're going to say the same thing with saying Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel. But I get that they want that exclusivity, and they're working hard for it.
To a certain extent, I mean, maybe they get to go to that show first, and then they're like, okay, well, now the next interviews at the other shows are going to be just the same. But it's really selfish to take away the celebrities who are trying to promote their good work.
Right.
But,
I think it's weird because you're not going to have the same interview twice in a row on two different shows. It's not like you're getting rehashed stuff.
And if they get it first, then it might seem that much better.
Yeah.
But quickly, something very interesting, Joe, I need your opinion on this. There's this new app called Bro App where essentially boys can automate text messages. They're already preset. You set the time, date, and they can send it to their girlfriends.
Wow.
Automatic, no work. You can create custom messages if you want. However, I don't think this is a good idea.
No, if he has to arrange to send a text message to you, he's just not that into you. I mean, like,
Joe, what do you think?
Yeah,
I
how
mean,
do you feel about this?
I can defend it. If you're at work for 8 hours a day and you don't have access to your phone, you can schedule a little text that says, hey, thinking about you, something like
so
that.
You would do it.
Doesn't have to be bad all the time.
You would do it with a winky face.
But it's like lazy, you really should.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind it. I think it's fine. It's thinking about you. Over. Done.
There you go.
Okay, well, I feel like we can argue about this all day, but we have some other great segments coming out. So don't go anywhere, because up next, Abby and Joe pull aside some unsuspecting Elon students. Find out more when we come back.